Yeah, it's this disappointing game. The first quarter I thought we battled well, and the second quarter, was really the key quarter that kind of broke things open for them. Uh, we turned it over a lot. We didn't do a good job moving the ball, and coming out of halftime, decided to make a lineup adjustment, try to get a little more aggressive. Had Johnson out there. We got off to a good start, but then ultimately didn't end the quarter well. So, I think we were up 7 or 8 at one time in that quarter and ended up down 2. And then, the guys in the fourth fought hard at the end. I thought they did some good things. So, but you're not going to win on the road against the top team in the East with 22 turnovers. And so that was our biggest problem.
Okay, Brad?
Well, as you just said, the turnovers run uncharacteristic for you guys. Philly seemed to be pretty active with their hands, but I just wondered, was some of that sloppiness or aggression on their part?
They were aggressive. We didn't execute well. Our spacing was not good enough, and our ball movement wasn't good enough. When you have high-level defenders at virtually every position like they do, it's the ball's got to move around. You've got to create some scrambles offensively so that they can't get their defense set. And so that led to problems. And look, throughout the game, we did some good things. From time to time, we had some good stretches, but we didn't put anything consistent together.
Kevin? Kevin, we can't hear you.
Who's Kevin?
Can you hear me now? I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry about that. Points out in the paint and points in transition seem to be a big issue tonight. What were Simmons and Embiid doing, especially offensively, that created those issues tonight?
Well, at certain times they both had their way, and we just weren't consistent enough. There were times we contained Simmons well, and then other times, we let him go right by us and dunk the ball. And we did some good things against Embiid early. He was missing a little bit, may have had him a little bit off balance, and then he got into a more of a groove in the second quarter. Knocked in a 3. They got some second chance opportunities, and that's when they popped it open. And at that point, you're playing out of a big hole. So look, we just needed to be solid, a lot more solid offensively and defensively.
Maria?
Hi, Coach. Hope you're well. Looking a little bit to the bright side, and with Luka Doncic leading the offensive and playing better and better, how would you describe his role in this team?
Well, he's our leader on the floor. He's a top 5 player in the game. And look, we depend on him to do a lot, to create a lot. One of my concerns is that we depend on him probably a little bit too much. And so, I've talked about that to the media in the last, week or two. And it's something that we're working through and trying to create a little more balance. But look, he's a great player. No question about that.
Christos?
Hello, Coach. I would like to ask you, what was the biggest lesson of tonight's game for your team, and how big is the gap between your team and the Sixers and the level of the Sixers and that level teams that are the Sixers right now?
Yeah, I think the lesson in this game is that the importance of ball movement can never be overstated. The ball stuck early in the game, which made it difficult to get good shots. But it also, when a lot of people aren't involved, it takes down the energy of the team. And so this is one of the things we got to work on between now and Saturday, when we play Brooklyn, who's a very, very hot team.
Okay, we're going to end there. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Hello, Jalen. I would like to ask you, what did you learn from tonight's game, and how important is to change the approach on the second half?
I learned that the Sixers are a good team, first and foremost. Also learned that this is just another step for us to get better. We just got to come out better, obviously, from start to finish. We had spurts where we were playing good basketball, but we just got to play for a full 48 minutes.
Okay, Eddie?
Jalen, just a terrible night on the turnovers. Obviously, was their defensive strategy or game plan about as good as you guys have seen this year, or was it just one of those nights offensively for y'all?
I don't want to say one of those nights because I mean we can have pretty bad nights and still find ways to win. But for them, they're a good team, active hands, obviously steals and deflections team. They just did what they do well, and we just got to do what we do good as well.
Brad?
Yeah, Jalen, it looked like you were playing pretty well in the first quarter, and then I don't know, was it an ankle thing or what happened? And then did you have any problems with it after you returned to the game later on?
No, he just stepped on my ankle. Came back in, played as hard as I could, hard as I can, and know how to play. So I'm fine. I'm all good.
Okay, Rachel?
Hey, Jalen. Just wondering kind of how you stay steady because things kind of feel like they change every 5 minutes, whether it's you guys are having games postponed because of weather or, your role on the team or who's in or out of the lineup. What do you use personally to kind of steady yourself as you go?
I think it really starts with my parents. Most importantly, my dad. He's been in a situation where he's had to be ready his entire career. So learning from him and just obviously picking his brain all the time makes it easy for me to transition it into my career. So just staying mentally and physically prepared at all times and not being surprised or for anything. So just taking it one day at a time as well.
Is there anything specific that your dad has told you that you found really useful, like technique wise, or anything specific about how you wake up in the morning or anything like that?
Not really, nothing in particular, but I always make sure I just do my routine. I always make sure I do what I do to make sure my mind's right. Getting shots up night before games. If we don't have shoot around, getting shots in the morning, just making sure that I'm always repping, doing things I know that can help me be mentally prepared.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. We have Luka standing by.
Thank
Sorry,
you, guys.
Kevin.